Although Rubens never publicly came out during his lifetime, director Matt Wolf says it was something the comedian always intended to do. It was a decision he had made, but one he was very ambivalent and anxious about. Wolf tells people in this week's issue he was very concerned about having his sexuality be a defining factor of who he was. For the documentary, Rubens reflected on a long term, very serious relationship with a man named Guy shortly after college. They lived together, shared a cat, and according to Rubens, the relationship inspired much of his comedy. I looked across the room and saw someone and fell in love instantly, he recalled. I just went, that's him, that's the guy. Ultimately, Rubens prioritized his career and moved forward, hiding his sexuality and foregoing all future relationships. I was as out as you can be, and then I went back in the closet, he said. My career absolutely would have suffered if I was openly gay, so I went to great lengths for many, many years to keep it a secret. Rubens found much of his early inspiration in drag. During his time at the California Institute of the Arts, Rubens began exploring alternative forms of creativity. It was just this little safe community of people, he recalled. Everyone was seeming to figure out, who am I as an artist? For Rubens, performance art was what resonated. Sitting in the dorm at 2 a.m. in drag, just hanging out, you might think that I was a drag queen, and you could be right, he said. Doing drag and passing. I can draw a line from that to having an alter ego, and being successful in having that character pass as a real person. Rubens didn't let the filmmakers know he was dying of cancer. Despite the depth of their conversations, Wolf says he had no reason to believe that Rubens was contemplating his mortality. In reality, Rubens had been quietly battling lung cancer for 6 years, confiding only in a small circle of close friends. It was incredibly shocking, Wolf says of Rubens's death, which occurred just 1 week before they were scheduled to record a final interview. I found out that Paul died on Instagram along with everybody else. Shortly after his passing, Rubens's assistant shared with Wolf a private recording he had made the day before he died. His final message to the world. More than anything, the reason I wanted to make a documentary was to let people see who I really am and how painful and difficult it was to be labeled something that I wasn't, a pedophile, he said. I wanted somehow for people to understand that my whole career, everything I did and wrote, was based in love. During one of their interviews, Rubens told Wolf, death is just so final. To be able to get your message in at the last minute or at some point is incredible.